What is up? What's up, Michael, George, Jason? What's up, dudes? It's draft time. Hey, what about did y'all see Cam Smith made the Astros opening day roster? What about that, huh? Pretty wild. Opening up some top loaders and we'll get started. What's up, Matt? Can't open these top loaders. All right. Let's get this party started. Maybe. Hang on just a second here. All right. Here we go. What's up, Greg? Just finished watching the Reds, huh? Nice. I did see that video, man. That's how I knew that he made I saw the video where it said he made the opening day roster. All right, we got 2 of these bad boys. 6 autos each, and then we got the big box. 5 autos and the super jumbo. 5 prospect autos. It's huge. All right, here we go. We'll start. We'll do the 2 prospect edition boxes first and then do the Bowman last. Good luck, everybody. Six packs, 1 auto per pack. Here we go. Dylan Cruz on the back. All right, starting off with the Ryan Campos, Bryce McKedge. All right, we got Enrique Bradfield out of 99. 74 out of 99 to the Orioles. We got a Skeens on the back. We got Cruz, Kendall George. We got a Skeens Aces. Dante Nori on the ping. And our first auto, Chase McDermott, going to the Orioles. Chase McDermott is out of 199. 41 out of 199. Our first auto. That was an Orioles pack. Auto and a numbered card. Let's move that there and that there. There we go. Alright. Pack number 2. I have to start watching my laptop, I think, so I can see all the comments right, because it's very aggravating. Brando Mayea. Got Carter Holton, all aces. We got a numbered aces. Ben Hess to the Yankees. Cade Cooler. Ben Hess is out of 99. 48 out of 99. Our next auto, Gino Groover, going to the Diamondbacks. Gino Groover is 42 out of 75. 42 out of 75 on the Gino. Gino Groover out of 75 on the Blue Wave. All right, pack number 3. They played their top prospects at the Dayton Dragon Stadium, huh? That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, we got Luke Holman, Johnny Farmello. We got a Grant Taylor, Waldschmidt on the Domination. We got Jesus Baez out of 199. 126 out of 199. Aiden Miller, Connor Griffin. Our next auto, Christian Scott to the Mets on the rookie auto out of 99. 34 out of 99. Christian Scott. It does seem like every pack it rotates. Pitcher, hitter, for auto-wise. That's how it seems anyway. Jesus Baez, also to the Mets. All right, there he is, Cam Smith. Opening day roster. Hey, there we go. Numbered Charlie Condon, Owen Cassie, Brian Holiday. The Condon is out of 199. 62 out of 199. Numbered Condon. Chase Burns for the Reds. Jack Leiter. Our next auto. Hey, going to the Guardians. Travis Bazzana. There we go. Number 1 overall pick. It is the non-numbered auto, but still cool. There's a bang right there. Good pack. Numbered Condon and a Bazzana auto. That is a good pack. We got to put Big Charlie up here. There we go. All right. On to the next one. Travis Bazzana auto, huh? Chase Davis, Blake Dunn. Brando Mayea, non-numbered. Kalen Culpepper and Braylon Payne on the ping. Sean Keys, Joseph Redfield. Our next auto is going to be backwards. Jesus Baez. It is out of 199. 76 out of 199. To the Mets. On the Jesus Baez. Ooh, glare. Major glare. There we go. Braylon Payne on the ping, and our last pack of our first box. Kadeem Dial. Class A. Got a Brody Breck. Prism. Nick Kurtz prepping for the pros. Blake Burke to the Brewers out of 299. 67 out of 299. Adrian Santana. J.D. Dix. Our next auto, Kevin Sim to the Diamondbacks. 123 out of 199. 123 out of 199. Going to the D-backs. D-backs with a couple autos now. All right, on to the next box. Mets, baby, that's right, George. Got a Jesus Baez auto and number card. Hope you like Jesus Baez. And Christian Scott. Mets got a couple autos, too. All right, box number 2. All right, Brody Breck, Thomas Segesi. We got a Jackson Merrill. There we go. I think this is out of like 70-something on the pink one. It is 79. 17 out of 79. Numbered Merrill. Jackson Merrill. Going to the Padres. Put him up there because that's a good name. All right, Braden Montgomery prepping for the pros. There's the switch pitcher, Orangelo. 201 out of 299. Then we got Nathan Detmer, Yiner. First auto, Tommy Troy to the Diamondbacks again. Diamondbacks getting all the autos. Tommy Troy. Pack number 2. Mac Horvath. Arjun Namala. Griffin Burkholder. Then we got Chase Dollander. Aces. There's a numbered Urangelo Sinche. I don't know how to say his last name. Eric Hernandez. Lyle Lockhart. Our next auto, Jonah Tong. Another one for the Mets. So Mets and Diamondbacks getting all the autos. Jonah Tong is out of 149. #15th overall draft pick. Urangelo. Something. Just trying to get that glare. There we go. Alright, next pack. Yeah, we got to get a J.D. Dix auto. That is for sure. What's up, Sean? We're going to get one. Don't you worry. Yo, Henry Vargas. Eddie Reinders. There's Travis Bazzana. Orlando Martinez. Carson Roccaforte. Got Jacob Mizorowski. He throws really fast. Out of 99. Our next auto, Adrian Santana. Going to the Rays. Out of 99. 23 out of 99. Adrian Santana. To the Tampa Bay Rays. Jacob Mizorowski. He's like 7 feet tall, too. All right, pack number 4. Eric Bittoni. Jaron DeBerry on the black parallel, which is out of 39. 11 out of 39 going to the Brewers. Cash Mayfield on the Aces and Chase Burns. Luke Kearshaw, Ty Southazine. Our next auto, Cooper Pratt going to the Brewers. Cooper Pratt to the Brew Crew. And numbered DeBerry. The old Brew Crew pack. Emilian Petre, Luke Holman, Ivan Melendez. Got a Blake Burke on the ping. And Vance Honeycutt to the Orioles out of 199. 58 out of 199. DeBerry, Nate Dome. Our next auto, Eric Hernandez to the Braves out of 149. Got one for old Travis. Eric Hernandez out of 149. 149. I really want to pull a Super Refractor auto today. I'm feeling it. All right, our last pack of the Panini Prospect Edition. Farmelo, Nick McLean, Blake Walters, which is out of 149 to the Royals. Tommy White, Skeens on the Domination, Kemp Alderman, Wyatt Sanford, and Michael Massey is our last auto to the Tigers. Michael Massey. All right, on to the huge box. All right. Sorry, I have to reload my video to get the comments to load. I know I say that every time it seems like now, but it is no dicks. No Dix Travis, but well, there could be a Super Dix in here. That's true. He is in Bowman draft. Did I not just cut that? I guess it's time for a new. There we go. A new razor. Mine is getting dull. All right, here we go. Time for the nunchuck packs. Should be 5 of these huge packs. 3, 4, 5. Actually, that was 4. That's 5. 5 gigantic packs. I think we'll do like we did the last one of these we opened. And open both sides. Leo DeVries on the back. Let's sit them like that. Mil Morales. Trying to remember which side the auto's on. I don't see any crazy colors in this. I can't remember if the auto's on the refractor side or not. So we'll go through this side first. We do have a sky blue paper. Alright. Messina Hadeen. Cozart. There's a J.D. Dix paper first. Braden Montgomery. Kurtz. Keyshaw. Romero first. Ryan Clifford, Rhett Lauder. Christian Moore first. And Rainer Arias. Or Rainer Arias. 453 out of 499 is our sky blue paper. Out of 499 to the Giants. All right. Our Chromes, Randall Diaz, Brian Holiday, Chris Cortez first, Braylon Dottie, Griff O'Farrell. There's a Bryce Rayner, Hagen Smith, T. Martini. Our Refractors, Brian Holiday, Scheffelbein, Ethan Anderson, Chris Cortez, Braylon Dottie, Griff O'Farrell, Bryce Rayner on the first. Hagen Smith, is this our auto? It is our auto. There's a Leah. Our auto is a base auto. It is a pitcher. Ryan Sloan. It's our first auto to the Mariners. Ryan Sloan. It's going to be our first Bowman auto. Did you get a Hagen Smith and a Bryce Rayner refractor? And a Leo Dallas DeVries. Alright, I'm going to get a couple more top loaders here. Because we burn through them. Alright, we'll do this side. That's right, he can just drive to my house. We're practically neighbors. Nate Dome. Griffin Burkholder. Armas. Southazine. Dernici. Vladdy Guerrero. Guanipa. Fernando Cruz. Paulino Santana. Candiotti paper first. Griffin Herring. De Los Santos, Tyson Neighbors. James Tibbs on the paper first. Culpepper. Jaime Ferrar. Scheffelbein, Anderson, and Chris Cortez. Then our Chromes, which we do have a speckle, maybe. I can't remember if that's non-numbered or not. Maybe that's the mini diamond. Shoanaga, Bagwell, Cole Mathis. Jared Thomas first. Braylon Payne first. Chase Burns first. Namala, Zaire Hope. Brock Porter. Perdomo. Aiden Major. Levi Sterling. It is a speckle out of 200. Or a mini. Yeah, that's just a speckle. And we got a yellow too. Levi Sterling out of 200 and a yellow lunar crater out of 75. Gage Miller. And it is 75 out of 75. AKA, there's Nick Kurtz and Emil Morales. AKA eBay 1 of 1. Levi Sterling is 193 out of 200. Gage Miller on the yellow lunar crater. All right, one nunchuck down. Nunchuck. Time for the next one. Pack number 2. That is true. Always worth it to drive for a good Dick's card. Have to add card in there, Travis. All right, pack number 2. See if I see any fancy colors in here. Can't tell for sure. I think the auto is going to be on this side, though. The side with the refractor. With the refractors. That's the auto, I do believe. All right, Caminiti paper first. Ben Hess. Billy Amick. Hernandez. Nick Montgomery. Dylan Cruz. Radney. Jason Kent. Kyle Teal. Dana. Brock Wilkin. Walker Martin. Parker Smith. Enrique Bradfield. Connor Foley. Miles Naylor. AJ Causey. There's a Levi Sterling. Cole Mathis. Jared Thomas. Connor Griffin. Carter Johnson. Alright, our Chromes. I don't see any color on this side. Carter Matheson. Nate Dome. Luke Holman. Kellen Lindsay first. Theo Gillen first. Or Theo Guillen first. Connor Griffin. Drew Beam. Egan. Lorenzo. Camilo Diaz. Brandon Sproat. Zach Veen. Alright, we got some upside down cards. Or just one upside down card. Wentworth. Adriel Radney. Kalen Culpepper on the inaction die cut. Hayden Miller. Culpepper to the Twins. Alright, our papers on this side. Boston Bateman. Waldschmidt. Cam Smith. There he is. Caglione. Bazzana. Cash Mayfield. Yohandi. Braden Taylor. Trey Morgan. Leo DeVries. Baseo. Tanner Jones. Camilo Diaz. Walker Jenkins. Braylon Payne first. Luciano. Rodney Green. Trey Snyder. Bagwell, and Casey Saki. Alright, should have our auto in here. Looks like another base auto. 2 base autos, which means the rest are going to be awesome. Boston Bateman, Waldschmidt, Cam Smith, Caglione, Caminiti, all the big names in a row. Ben Hess, Billy Amick, Messina, Woody Hayden, Eddie Reinders. Alright, there's a Theo refractor to the Rays. Connor Griffin refractor. Carter Johnson, Drew Beam, Daniel Egan, Randall Diaz, Nick Kurtz on the back. Our second auto looks like a hitter, maybe. It is a twin. How about a Jaime Ferrar? That's a good one. Not a terrible one. Pretty good one. Not one of the huge ones, but a pretty good one. Jaime Ferrar. Didn't put a lot of effort into that auto, however. That's Tony C's buddy. So we'll have to tell him to work on that auto there, pal. Connor Griffin, refractor. Alright, 3 autos left. At least 1 superfractor left. For sure. At least 1. Come on, video. There we go. Alright. Massive pack number 3. Alright, let's see some color here, right? Looks like a purple auto. And any color on this side doesn't look like it. So we'll start on the boring side. Hey, there is a blue paper on the back. So it looks like a purple auto. In this side, Bazzana, Mayfield, Braden Taylor, Dotwell, Joseph, Leo, DeVries, Namala, Walker Jenkins, Chase Burns, DeMartini, and our blue paper behind Showanaga is Jaron DeBerry, 37 out of 150. 37 out of 150 to the Brewers. All right, our chrome on this side. Flell Welling, James Tibbs, Culpepper, Jaime Ferrar, Aiden May, Bazzana, Leo DeVries, Yolan Cespedes, Braylon Morrell. Then we got Jack Caglione and James Tibbs on the inserts. Alright, our paper on this side. Doesn't look like any colored, any numbered paper. Seaver King, Perdomo, DePaula, got a Bryce Eldridge, Tommy Troy, Ty Pete, Ethan Salas, Serna, Serrano, Aiden May, Blake Wright, Blake Burke, Bryce Rayner, Hagen Smith, Mike Sirota. Alright. Our auto should be in this stack. Got a Gage Miller, Luciano, AJ Causey, Bryce Cunningham, Levi Sterling, Christian Moore, Chrome first. Alright, our refractors. Sirota, DeMartini, Rodney Green, Trey Snyder, Shonaga, Ethan Bagwell, Casey Saki, Cole Mathis. We got a James Tibbs. Looks like a hitter at least on the purple. Looks like a Diamondback. Ivan Luciano. 127 out of 250. I believe our second Luciano auto. I could be wrong, but I think it is. Luciano out of 250. Let's see. Bowman first. Diamondbacks really are getting every auto. All right. Still no Dicks, though. I have to wait on the old Dicks pool. That was for you, Travis. All right, pack number 4. Let's see some good color in here. Looks like purple maybe on that side. Our auto on this side is going to be, let's see if I can see. Can't tell. Maybe a refractor auto? To build the suspense, I think it is a refractor. Refractor auto, I believe. Seaver King, Carson Bench, Brody Breck. Carson D. Martini, if I can talk. Bryce Eldridge. Aiden Smith. Curly Martha. One of my favorite names to say. Max Clark. Jaime Ferrar. Aiden May. Bryce Rayner, Hagen Smith, DeMartini. All right, our chromes on this side. I think there might be a purple in here. Yeah, purple and a purple lunar crater. Or maybe fuchsia lunar crater, so 2 numbered cards. Seaver King, Carson Bench, Brody Breck. Josh Hartle, Zach Earhard, Armis, Nick McLean. Brzobin, Solace, Matt Shaw, Ty Pete, Kyle Teal. And then on the back we got Adrian Santana, Braden Montgomery. All right, our purple is a true purple of Brock Wilken. Good and on first, 84 out of 250. And our lunar crater is Bryce Rayner, very nice. 47 out of 199. 47 out of 199. Nice one for the Tigers. Bryce Rayner on the fuchsia lunar crater. Brock Wilken out of 250. All right, and I think our auto is going to be a refractor on this side. But first, the paper. Earhard, Southazine, Dernici, Guanipa, Aiden Major, Solace, De Los Santos, James Tibbs, Culpepper, Brian Holiday, Chris Cortez, Braylon Dottie. Alright, should have our auto in here. Got a Cozart. There he is, J.D. Dix. Braden Montgomery, Nick Kurtz, Fenwick Trimble, South Azine, Ryan Johnson, Titus Sissel. Alright, our refractors. We got Woody Hayden, Eddie Reinders, Carter Matheson, Nate Dome, Luke Holman, Burkholder, Santucci, Kellen Lindsay. Yeah, we do have a refractor auto, Kyle Teal. Refractor auto of Seaver King, maybe? It is. Nice one. 127 out of 499 on the Seaver King. 127 out of 499. First Seaver King auto I've pulled, I believe. I do believe. Pretty sweet. Alright, we got one auto left. It better be a superfractor, or I am a liar. So that was a good jumbo pack there. It had the numbered Rainer and the Seaver King. Pretty good pack. Alright, let's see. Looks like a yellow maybe on this side. Alright. Auto. Let's see what we got here. Looks like a base auto, unfortunately. Wah. Could be a good name, though. Caglione, Caminiti, Ben Hiss, J.D. Dix, Braden Montgomery, Nick Kurtz, Baez, got a Zaire Hope, Zach Veen, Dalton Rushing, Enrique Bradfield, Ryan Clifford, Churio, Christian Moore paper first, Connor Griffin, Daniel Egan. Alright, our chromes. I think there's a purple and a yellow in here. Purple, lunar, and a yellow, and a die cut. Alright. Drilling, Brandon Neely, Fenwick Trimble, Ryan Johnson, Titus, Seaver King, Churio, Roman Anthony, Shang-In Lin, Griffin Herring, Schlesinger, Ural Perez. Alright, on the back we got the Perdomo in tune. We got the die cut Cam Smith. Got to start seeing some Cam Smith Astros cards now. Alright, our purple behind Ural Perez is a Met, Ryan Clifford. 97 out of 250. Our lunar, Trey Morgan. And our yellow is a Brewer, Braylon Payne out of 75. 24 out of 75. So Greg's doing pretty good with the Brewers and the Diamondbacks. They're both getting a lot of cards. Braylon Payne out of 75. And a Ryan Clifford out of 250. Cam Smith. Perdomo. All right. Our auto is in this stack. We'll do our paper first. One king, but a lot of dicks. I just saw that, Travis. Nick Montgomery. We're definitely gonna have to get a JD Dix on display up here, for sure. And then he'll turn out to be an animal. Parker Smith. Because he's young too, right? I think he's like 19. Connor Foley. So that means he's going to be a beast. Cooper Pratt. Ethan Bagwell. Casey Saki. Theo. All right, our last auto should be in this stack. Caleb Bonmer. Johnny King. Eric Hernandez. Nick Montgomery. JD Dix, there he is. The legend. Braden Montgomery. Nick Kurtz. Jared Thomas. Is our first refractor. Refractors. Blake Burke. Braylon Payne. Chase Burns. Gage Miller. Luciano. Campos. Aaron Parker. Bazzana. Our last auto. Looks like a Dodger. It is. Looks like it's going to be, what's his name? That we pull him a lot. Kellen Lindsey. It is indeed. I knew that. Kellen Lindsey going to the Dodgers. Base auto. Base auto. All right, and that does us, guys. I will do a recap of all our top-loaded cards. Once again, you guys are the best, and I love each and every one of you. Best. With all my heart. All right, here we go. Let's do a recap. Travis, don't you worry. It'll happen one day. You just got to believe. I never pull you a Caminiti. You got to let somebody else get them. That is true. All right, Chase Burns Refractor. Jackson Merrill out of 79. Jackson Merrill out of 79. Trey Morgan, Lunar Glow. Ryan Clifford, 97 out of 250. Braylon Payne, 24 out of 75 on the yellow. Jaime Ferrar, base auto. Brock Wilken on the purple out of 250. Christian Scott auto out of 99 to the Mets. Ryan Sloan base auto. Jaron DeBerry out of 150. Theo Gillen refractor. Connor Griffin refractor. Jesus Baez auto out of 199. Gage Miller out of 75. Levi Sterling out of 200. Bryce Rayner refractor. Hagen Smith refractor. Cooper Pratt auto. Rayner Arias out of 499. Blake Walters out of 149. Michael Massey. Vance Honeycutt out of 199. Eric Hernandez out of 149. Jaron DeBerry out of 39. Gino Groover auto out of 75. Jacob Mizorowski out of 99. Adrian Santana out of 99. Urangelo out of 99. Jonah Tong auto to the Mets out of 149. Urangelo out of 299. Tommy Troy auto. Chase McDermott auto to the Orioles out of 199. Blake Burke out of 299. Kevin Sim auto out of 199. Jesus Baez out of 199. Ben Hess out of 99. Enrique Bradfield out of 99. Then up here on the stands, We had a Kellen Lindsey, base auto. We had Charlie Condon out of 199. Charlie Condon out of 199. We had the Bryce Rayner out of 199 to the Tigers. We had Ivan Luciano out of 250. We had the non-numbered Travis Bazzana auto. And then the hit of the break, we had a Refractor Seaver King, 127 out of 499 to the Nationals. And that does us, guys. Tomorrow is Topps Heritage High number of 2024. So it'll have the Paul Skeens real one, all the Jacksons, or Jackson Holiday. Jackson Merrill might have been in the regular one, I can't remember. But anyway, some good names in it. Release day's tomorrow, so we'll probably get at least a half case. I got at least one case for that. I may have two, we'll see. But I got at least one case. We'll probably do 2 half casers. Because 1 full case of Heritage might be enough to make me pull my teeth out. So, not saying it's not awesome, but there's 1 million cards. So. But anyway, until tomorrow, guys, I am out of here. We'll see you. Till tomorrow.